You ready for basketball?
I am so ready and so excited to get started this Saturday. It's been a very, very exciting and eventful and positive summer. And now that the weather's changing, it's time for us to get about the business of playing basketball and building this team into a successful and a contending team.
And I know you probably have done a million things this summer, Dave. What's the most important? What is the thing that's taken most of your time?
Really just getting to know the organization, getting to know Cleveland, learning a lot about the NBA, focusing on putting the team together and learning how we can go about making this team a special one.
What have you learned?
Well, things get a lot easier when LeBron James and Kevin Love come walking in your door. That's one thing. But you know, what I have learned is that it's a great organization with very committed people. Our fan base is loyal and knowledgeable and has been patient for a long time, but they're also very hungry, and we want to provide them with a great product and ultimately with results. I've learned that basketball is the same on both sides of the Atlantic. At the end of the day, they throw that brown ball up in the air and we go out and get after it. I hope that we're going to do that in a very exciting and attractive way for our fans. Once again, I'm just excited as all get up to get started and to putting this together.
You have a team not only like LeBron, some of the veteran pieces you brought in. How do you treat the start of training camp? What do you try to accomplish early on? How do you approach it?
Yeah, you know, I really think that we have to recognize that we have a lot of guys that have been through this before. You know, even our younger players like Kyrie and Dion and Tristan, they are not rookies. We are not laden with guys that haven't been through the rigors of the NBA, and many of whom have not already been through high-level playoff situations. So I think that we can hit the ground running, move along a little bit faster, perhaps you know, shorten the gap between being a new team and being a winning team.
Do you, with all that Kyrie just went through and some of the miles on LeBron, do you have any plan to take it easy on them early on, or is that something that you do? Do you try to manage their time?
Yeah, I'm not the greatest guy at taking it easy. I got to be honest with you. On the other hand, you know, understanding and recognizing the physical demands that these guys have put on their bodies in the last years, and certainly this summer for a guy like Kyrie that went through the whole process of the World Championships. I'm familiar with it. I've done a lot of year-round coaching myself for many, many years. And I think you have to understand how and when to keep the guys fresh and to keep them healthy. But you know, there's really no substitute for hard work and for dedication to task, and these guys know that, and we're gonna approach it that way.
LeBron spoke a couple weeks ago about you going to New York to visit him on the set. What was that like from your perspective, and just having a chance to sit down?
You know, it's a great story because I was in New York, but I was there with three of my children, my three daughters, and I just called LeBron to say hello and asked him if I could see him for a couple of minutes. And he said, "Sure, come on down to the set where I'm filming the movie." And I said, "Well, you know, that's so nice of you, but I'm here with my whole family. I don't want to impose on you." He said, "Bring everybody down." I took my whole family down there. He welcomed us. We watched him acting. He's pretty good at, by the way. And then he took the whole family into the trailer with his family, and we sat together for a half hour. And it was, you know, welcome to Cleveland, people, and that was wonderful. It was just great. Really, really a good chance to meet with him and his family on a personal level and get things started off in a good way.
David, as to settle in, I mean, you may be coaching the best player in the league right now. How does that work with you?
Well, you know, I think that LeBron I think what's made him great is the fact that, you know, he has a high basketball IQ. He really understands the game well. He understands what it takes. So if anything, it makes my job easier. Maybe my responsibility greater, but the job easier in terms of having to teach him what to do and not what to do. You know, he's been through a lot in his career. He's obviously been fabulously successful both on a team level and on an individual level. I think we both have the same goal in mind. That's to do something special for the Cleveland Cavaliers and for the state of Ohio. So, you know, we're on the same page, on the same wavelength, and I'm expecting things to go very smoothly.
Time for a couple more.
Coach, as you kind of learned to transition to the NBA, I mean, were there some guys you sought out this summer to outside the organization to kind of get bend their ear and see what they
You know, I just had one of the greatest training camps I could ever imagine. I was in Chicago at the NBA coaches meeting. I got a chance to talk to all the other 29 coaches in the league, and believe me, I asked every one of them a question or two or three. Certainly, that helps. You know, these are guys that have been in the league or been around the league for a long time. You know, I've been coaching for over 20 years myself. It's just not in this environment, so every piece of information that I could pick up from those guys is valuable and worthwhile. And I have spent a lot of time talking to different people from around the league, both players, ex-players, coaches, before this past weekend, and I'm ready to hit the ground running.
Was there the best piece of advice you got?
You know, and I heard this from a couple of different guys, and that is just do things in your own way and follow your heart in this business because ultimately that's what's going to lead you down the right path.
You mentioned how LeBron and Kevin Love make things easier on you, but do you sense any challenges in trying to get him, Kyrie Irving, LeBron, all those guys playing together at the same time?
You know, I think there's always a challenge when you're working with a new team and when you're working with pieces that are coming together for the first time. And I don't think it's a challenge of ego. I think it's more my challenge to provide a system and to provide the environment and the comfort level that all those guys will feel good in and will feel challenged in, but will feel motivated to come together as a unit to make the whole greater than the sum of its parts.